Ladies and gentlemen, the girls are fighting. We are in finals here in Girls Duo Cup. It's going to be Rat versus 2-0 Jisha starting off on Splatzone's MakoMart into counterpicks.
And I'm pretty sure we're going to see all these ladies here really start to play at their best. This is winner takes all. Zone's MakoMart into counter pick. At least personally, I'm expecting a tri-slosher from at least both teams, just because of how dominating it is on this map mode in specific. What about you? What do you think that we could possibly see?
I mean, we've seen 2-0 Jisha's comps. We see a lot of dualies from some of the players. Dualies, I believe, saw some shooters not came out at some point. I'm trying to remember what they ran. They did run the same thing for the entire set last time, but Rat is kind of a unknown for us. They might have been seen earlier on stream, but we haven't seen them since. And so it kind of really is just depending on what these teams are feeling at the moment. Like you said, yeah, those sloshers here are going to be doing great. Aroha there, returning on the carbon, also going to be a fantastic choice. And we see from .q over there on, there's going to be a squeezer, which is going to be absolutely awesome to see. I love watching squeezer gameplay. It's fantastic.
Now, I didn't look at the rosters, and it kind of makes sense why Rat is putting in so much work. I mean, they got 2 members of Jackpot. So
yeah, 2 other very notable players too as well.
Yeah,
but I wrote here is going behind and getting. Is it a triple or a quad? It
was a quad.
Completely unexpected. And no, over there now they're getting set up. Now they're going to be getting set up under the ledge, which is going to be hard to deal with. They have the Zuka who's going to be going out and not quite getting any picks, but putting a lot of pressure on. However, going to immediately get player is going to immediately picked off by Leafy over here, or by Q over there on that squeezer. And so Rat is going to be able to find their way back in almost, but Iroha is just putting in the effort on the carbon. What is going on here? They are 2 down, but the zone has not been neutralized yet, or even remotely getting close to cap, as they're struggling to even get back on left stack. We do see Jisha over there on the splash trying to paint the zone, and Rat does finally manage to paint the zone back.
Yeah, I mean, Jisha's able to take from 0 to 33 in 1 push, which is fantastic. Able to recap it just like that. But the carbon, man, I really have to point him out. I mean, constantly getting the most crucial picks and keeping up that heat, just not letting Rat move.
However, that is a delayed wipe from Rat onto 2-0 Jisha, getting themselves set up for a very good push here. They have the Zuka going out, which immediately gets a pick on the Stamper and is fishing for more, not quite able to find more, but they're moving in so fast, getting themselves set up. They are 2 down at this point right here, or that's 2-0 Jisha that is, and it's very rapidly approaching the point where 2-0 Jisha is going to lose their lead here if they don't act fast. And at this point, it looks like it's going to swap here, but they are getting the picks out. The shot has been taken care of. Now they just need to get to where they can clear out the rest of it and hopefully neutralize it before this game becomes a knockout.
Yeah, Rat there had such an amazing push, able to push into their base flawlessly, effortlessly, and really just take a nice, comfortable lead. But with Jisha able to hold that zone, a 33-second penalty, it's really anybody's game still. Yeah,
zone is being painted here. It looks like the zone, that was a very short-lived push from 2-0 Jisha here, as Rat is taking a lot of space, but it's not nearly as decisive of a push as last time where they got wiped out. Rat still has to put in a lot of work to get further on, and they are at 2 down at some point, so especially with the Stamper coming out and getting more picks, it looks like this push is going to go back to 2-0 Jisha here. Hopefully they can hold it for a bit longer, but they're still at a numbers advantage.
And this is a very impressive game from both teams here. I mean, Jisha's not letting Rat walk all over them. I mean, even though that Rat does have lead right now, Jisha's putting up such a good fight, and they do have the capabilities here, about 2 minutes on the clock to retake that lead and possibly knock it out.
Yeah, it's too, but still, Rat is doing a fantastic job at holding. They do have their specials in play. It looks like it feels like they always have a special up at some point, and that is going to be this Inkjet here, which the crowd, thankfully for them, is going to force out just a little bit and make it so they're not going to be able to get as much as they want. However, 3 down, there's not much they can do at this point, and there is about 20 seconds left on this timer until Rat KOs here, and there's very, very little hope that for 2-0 Jisha. However, they are starting to get, or we're trying to get picks, but as they go and desperately dive onto the zone to get any sort of advantage, it looks like the game is going to go to Rat.
Yeah, that was very well played on Jisha's part, able to take a nice early lead and contend zone just consistently, but with Rat's just able to take so many picks and are able to get that clutch wipe out at the very end and take the knockout, you know?
As I said, the girls are fighting. Really, like, the Carbon was the key player over there for 2 Edition, and if they can continue to play well, if they can find the maps that Carbon does the best on, or specifically, their Carbon is really comfortable with, and, like, play around that, I feel like there can be a lot of success, but also, the other players need to be comfortable too. It's definitely not over, though. It's definitely more close than I feel like a lot of people could think.
Yeah, these matches are very close, but I mean, that Carbon, though, for lack of a better word, it's just cracked out of their mind. I mean, putting in the work of the Lord, able to get some really clutch picks, and it's very much a part of the Carbon they're able to take that big of a lead starting out on Mako zones.
Yeah, and so we are going to be waiting for this counter pick to roll out here. Any map modes we think they could really play well on, not even just the Carbon, but just like, what do we see from the last set where they really excelled, kind of thing?
Most definitely, I think we can see Barnacle and Dime. Barnacle and Dime, that Carbon just dominated. But at the same time, maybe Hagglefish too. That Carbon put in a lot of work on Hagglefish.
Yeah, but we also need to keep in mind what Rat has been running. We did see Double Zuko, which has been really interesting. Squeezer, not something you see too often, but it's just been really fun to see. The Zuka's just constantly coming out. It's recently buffed. It's great now. It's and super fun to watch. The lucky picks, not even lucky, a little bit of luck, but mostly skill that goes into them has been fun. And we do see, you predicted right, we are seeing Barnacle and Dime.
I don't know about you, right? But like, if I see a Squeezer in Open Q or X, immediately intimidated. I mean, Squeezer players are so good at what they do, and they're honestly terrifying. Like, even as a Jess Vulture player, it's scary.
It's cute. She's gonna be good at it. And so, we're gonna see how this goes as we do roll on to Barnacle and Dime. I feel like this can be good for, like we said, too good for 2 Edition, but I feel like Rat can also see a lot of success on it as well. So we'll see how this goes as we go into it here soon.
I mean, I really hope this can go down like we saw last set, where Jisha lost the first game pretty hard, but they came back with like a roaring vengeance, took game 2 and swept from there. So hopefully we see the same thing play out here.
Yeah, and so, like we said, we're going to go into it. Looks like we're going to see the same comp from 2 Edition. It's what they've been running for a minute. It's what they found works. And we're going to see a Rapid Blaster Pro Deco on the side of Rat from Leo Fotia over there, as well as Q switching off from the Squeezer onto on the Vanilla Slosher. The Tri-Strikes are going to be good, as well as the angles on this map. Already, though, Rat is going to be pushing in and collapsing onto Jisha, taking out the Stamper, and as well as their Neo Splash. The Slosher does go down. They are 2-2. However, the game is currently in the favor of Rat. However, Leo Fotia cannot withstand the Carbon, and the zone is going to quickly go back into 2 Jisha's favor.
Yeah, that was a complete bloodbath over there on their ramp and plat. I mean, just constant feeding, but Jisha's able to overcome that and take lead, and has a really, really strong hold on their ramp.
Yeah, lots of specials coming out from the side of 2 Edition, just trying to move themselves in even further. However, they do go 2 down for their struggles, unfortunately, and so that is going to put them at a disadvantage as this Rapid Blaster Pro Deco gets a beautiful double with the chip that their team afforded them. And so it's basically behind them we have the Stamper and that Carbon who do go down, and so now it's the Dualies and that Neo Splash who have to fight their way back in against the forces of Rat, who are rapidly, broke through their little penalty already and are rapidly approaching, taking the lead back.
I think people really seem to underestimate and underplay Rapid Pro's range. I mean, it's insanely long. I'm pretty sure it's longer than a Splattershot Pro, so it's really threatening at long ranges, and just the players here is putting in so much work with it.
Yeah, Crab goes out and does facilitate a pick against the N-Zap here, as well as trying to get this pick on that the shot, which does end up going out, but they are rapidly running out of time. About 10 seconds left, which is not a lot of time. The zone takes time down so fast for them to neutralize the zone, try to make a cap out of it. They have the Tri-Strike at 30, which they're going to desperately throw, but it's only them alive. That is a wipeout, and I believe that is going to be game here in just a few seconds. Not really much they can do. Yeah, they're taking a jerk.
Yeah. Yeah, that wipeout was just a little unfortunate. It was not well timed on the side of Jisha. They couldn't really respond to anything, so all I could do was just kind of look at Rat and be like, well, that's just game, I guess.
Yeah, well-deserved for pick, mind you. They played that game very, very well. Even when things started to look scary from the side of 2-0 Jisha, they still held it out. And now that, I mean, Barnacle and Dime zones was their first counter pick. We saw them do that the second that they lost in the first set, and now as well as the second set. So what do you think they're going to respond with next?
Good question. Good question. We only got to see one of their counter picks last time. So... maybe a Hagglefish game, because they performed really well. I want to say Hagglefish because they really did well on it. But I don't think we're going to see another zones. That's 2 zones already. I don't think we're going to see a third zones map back to back to back. Maybe Tower or Rainmaker. I'm not sure. What about you?
Yeah, I'm not sure as well. Yeah, we did see them counterpick last time onto Hagglefish, like you said. I'm pretty sure. No, that was from the enemy team. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're gonna take us here. But yeah, letting the carbon function, like we said, is crucial. There's a few other factors we can put into it, but at the end of the day, it's kind of just like, at this point, even playing for what, 4 hours, you're starting to get tired. You're just gonna be like, okay, what are we most comfortable on, regardless. But it is final, so I mean, the stakes are high.
Hopefully, Jisha doesn't fall into the trap of, dang, these guys are way better than us. We're tired. Let's just win or lose. No, they need to kind of think about it, take a breather, drink a little bit of water, and be like, okay, we're 2 down right now. Let's reverse sweep this. Let's come back. Let's play it smart. These guys are beatable. We take even fights with them. Let's just win. So hopefully they come back with that mindset and not of the we're already defeated.
Yeah, like you said, it will have to be a reverse sweep, which is, it's, you know, in a counter-basic situation, it's even more tense because, you know, if you win this one, now you have to go back on the enemy team's counter picks, and that's never a fun time, especially if they have, like, especially if you run 2 different style of comps. Like, if you're fighting against a Charger team and you have to reverse sweep and they just pick like Museum and Hagglefish, it's not going to be a fun time, you know?
Yeah.
Versus like, you know, going in, and it looks like we're going to see another zones map here. Seems like zones is going to be their comfort zone here. They did really well in zones the first map round, and did, you know, pretty well the second time. So hopefully third time is the charm. They're going to be able to take it out here on zone Sturgeon. Yeah,
about to say, this is Girls Duo Cup, Triton Cup.
So true.
I mean, they're pretty. They play really well on zones, and this map has a lot of places where Carbon can just kind of chill and get some really good vantage points, or not really vantage points, but more of like power positions.
The crowd running also works really well here, as well as the like a lot of the stuff that they're running. I definitely see why they chose it. A lot of the stuff that they run can benefit pretty well from here. And now all we have left is to wait for these teams to, you know, relay the message and get their comps chosen and get the ball rolling for this potential. And you know, it's match point at this point. We could see the tournament end here at any second now.
I would like to see it go to a game 4 or game 5, but I mean, we got to make sure that Jisha here can really clutch up. This is their counter pick. This is their last bastion of hope and defense. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do here.
Yeah, and so, yeah, stakes are on the line, Sendo Badge, tournament, all that fun stuff, results, what have you. Looks like we're going to see the return of the Rapid Blaster Pro Deco. You know, it worked last time, and Q is going to be switching on to Splash. Like I said, Crab is good here, and that's, you know, kind of probably why they chose it, is they hadn't been choosing Crab in the last time, but that is a flex that they can make, apparently. And so, already, though, we're going to be seeing the Carbon doing God's work over here, getting a pick off, but that's going to be up to them to follow up with another pick. That's 3 down on the side of Rat, and that 4th one, they're going to be trying to go after that you know, the Splash like it's nothing else. Going to be able to show the Crab just a little bit, and, you know, really starting to dwell in their court. And already, we're almost halfway through their timer. They are doing a fantastic job here.
Yeah, they're not putting up with anything here. They push right on in, let the Carbon do the work, and Rat's struggling to get out of their base. Straight up.
For sure. Yeah, and they're doing a really good job. 5th gen finally gets taken off, but there's 30 points left on the board, and Tri-Strikes are coming out now too. Crab Tank from the side of Rat just trying to take it out, and they're just rushing for the zone, but the Carbon is there to catch them out. Why they do that? It looks like this might be a very quick game as the players are jumping into the Carbon. It's only the duels left on the zone, but can they paint it in time with a Rapid? Looks like they can.
Just barely with... very impressive push on Jisha. 0-4. Really well done. They have a massive lead. It doesn't look like Rat's pushing up as far as I thought they would here, but they are starting to take a lot of space all the same.
Yeah, and yeah, this is what they do best. Look at Leafy up there, dwelling, so far ahead. It's only 5th alive on those dualies, and you have to wait. You have to play the game of, like, is it worth waiting for my teammates to come back, or should I just rush in as best I can now? Never an easy wager to make, but the Crab Tank is going to be going out. Leafy is still there, though. Sharking does get taken out, but there's no time left, essentially. And they just have to rush towards the zone, but that is exactly what the enemy team wants. They have the Zipcaster, they have all their specials going out, and it's so close to capping, but if they take it too easy, they might not be able to make it. They're still there, they're still alive, 2 down on the side of the enemy team, and that's going to be a very, very narrow comeback here from 2-0 Jisha.
Yeah, 0-9 and 0-4. Both teams have just massive penalties. This is very tense, very back and forth. This is for all the marbles, and both teams know it.
Yeah. And even if, Rat can afford to play a little bit more carefully here because they know that they have a lot more time to play around with, even if they do lose this one. But 2-0 Jisha is fighting with the vigor of a wild animal fighting for a scrap of food. They know this is their last chance, and so that you can really see that reflected in their playing. They're playing desperate, but they're also playing, vigorous. And so there's a very little time left in this match yet again, but the zone is neutralized. It's only the Stamper and the Neosplash left alive on the zone, but they're painting the best they can. Can they hold on, or are they going to be able to get the jumps in? It's left versus right here. Looks like the duels are going to try to dive in to get a pick, but don't quite make it. 2 down on the side of 2-0 Jisha here, and the zone once again returns to Rat.
This is the only problem with Sturgeon Shipyard, just how big that zone is. It's super hard for one team to cap over the other, especially in massive team fights. And unfortunately, it just swayed to Rat's side and let them put another massive penalty on Jisha.
Yeah, and now that they get a wipe, they're once again able to set themselves up for a really strong hold here. Q on the snipe with a Crab. Leafy moving up and dominating. We see the Rapid just kind of helping out wherever they can. 5th is over here trying to make something work with the Crab, but that is a great spot for pressure, but the burst bombs are going to be really kind of detrimental. But they are, once again, they have the numbers advantage. They got the wipeout. This is their last shot. They only have to hold for 1 more minute, and their last holds were very, very long, so they just have to set themselves up. But, the pressure is even more than it has been prior. It's just been heating up this entire time for this last little culmination. Zuka going out. They're just trying to dodge it the best that they can and play the best that they can. The Rapid Blaster Pro Deco over here on the left trying to get some chip off. Rat can play patiently, but they don't have a lot of time left. There's about 5 seconds left before this becomes a KO. The zone is getting neutralized. 2 members are down on the side of 2-0 Jisha. However, the zone is being painted right now. Will they be able to this game? It's going to happen the 3rd time. Are they going to be able to scrape it out the 3rd time? It may seem like we have the Crab there. And
3rd time.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever seen any match as back and forth as this one, Ruth. I mean, or Weave. I can't even speak straight. Just watching this is blowing my mind, and it's super interesting. All Rat has to do is hold out for roughly 10 more seconds, maybe a little over, to take this W and take home the trophy, but he's just able to clutch. That
was a fantastic game. A very, very good counter pick from 2-0 Jisha. However, now we're at the point where it's going to be Rat making all those counter picks, and if they're very strong players, they know what works and what doesn't. They know kind of like they can kind of get an idea right now of what makes 2-0 Jisha's comps work and all that, and so now they can just decide to take him to some maps that may not work so well, and so that's what 2-0 Jisha has to face as they face the prospects of maybe 2-0 sweeping, but it's going to be an uphill battle.
I mean, this is Rat's counterpick, so it's the ball's in their court, but Jisha not backing down. I mean, that was such a back and forth game, and they're able to come out on top. So I'm really curious on how Rad's going to respond to this one.
And with that going for them, their mental is probably feeling pretty good right now. They're going to go into this next game with a whole lot more confidence, but they still know that it's pretty tight out there, and any mistake could mean being knocked out.
They're going to have to really risk it for the biscuit here.
There's probably some wind back in their sails right now. This really is Triton Cup.
This is just Triton Cup, I swear.
It's all zones.
If they get to a game 5 here, I think we all have to agree that they have to do a 5th zones game. Triton Cup finals.
Is that even allowed with most counterpick? I guess it wasn't their pick, but that's definitely awkward. I feel like this shouldn't happen.
I mean, this is going to be a girls duo cup for the ages, especially in this final matches. I mean, such back and forth games, along with a cameo from Triton Cup. I mean,
yeah. Here, the Carbon does suffer just a little bit, but if Jisha can get a good hold in, like they have been, I mean, Brinewater is the map of snowbally holds. So if luck is in their favor and skill and all the other things, I can see them taking this one out.
Yeah, this is a very snowbally map. I mean, the moment you're on that ramp, it's not easy to get out. Even if you try to drop to your left flank there's going to be someone on zone watching you to pick you off right then and there.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one. I personally am actually kind of a fan of Zone's Brinewater. I'm not a fan, but it's okay. It's not terrible.
This,
I'm excited to see how this goes.
This map reminds me of, like, beating your head against a brick wall trying to break through the enemy's defense, because kind of how you have to play it.
Yeah, so true. And this is, as the bracket match point, Leafy going on to the Nautilus, which is terrifying. Never want to face up against Leafy's Nautilus, personally. Q returns to the squeezer, yeah. Q returns to the squeezer, which is also terrifying. And already the zone is into Jisha's control. However, it's still neutral. It's still anyone's game here at this point. Leafy and Q over there on the right side teaming up to try to take control of that area. But it's basically kind of just a big fight here in mid with, looks like Jisha gets the first pick off here. Two picks going out, 3 picks going down. That is a delayed wipeout on the side of Rat from Jisha. And now this is where the snowballing begins, ladies and gentlemen, or preferably ladies.
I mean, these pushes are really well handled side of Jisha. Taking it almost down underneath half in one push. I mean, super back and forth. But this one, maybe not so much. Maybe it's a one-sided fight here.
Yeah, Tri-Strikes are going to go out to try to cap that zone once again, and it is in their control. They're already reaching that 30-point mark. It's less than a minute in, and Rat has not been able to respond here. They are building all their specials, though. The Squeezer out there with the Zuko, which gets a pick. Zone is going to be neutralized, and Zone's going to go in the favor of Rat, but that's not a terrible hold for them. Jisha is going to be able to respond here and get the zone back almost immediately.
Yeah, even though it was for a brief second, Rat was able to put a pretty large penalty on Jisha, so it just extends their time even longer.
Yeah, Crab is going to be over with, but the Tri-Strikes are going to follow in suit. They're doing a fantastic job at cycling their special, so there's always that pressure being put on the enemy team. Jet going out, but it's not as strong as it used to be, even though it's still very strong, and so they are still going to be able to find a pick here, and it is only going to be that Stamper left alive, and it looks like Rat is going to be able to cap this zone once again.
Now we could see another reverse snowball going out here. With that Squeezer on their ramp, able to find the pick over there, and almost a special. This could look pretty snowbally, if you ask me.
Yeah, but I mean, Jisha does, as they say, have that dog in them, and so I would not be surprised if they do find a way to take this back here. Carbon over there, which I didn't even notice is Vanilla Carbon, has that Zipcaster at the ready.
I didn't even realize it was Vanilla Carbon. I thought it was a Deco for a minute.
Yeah, no, same here, but that's certainly a choice, and it's been working out for them so far. However, yeah, this is where the snowball begins. They have the crab tank at the ready, and they are going to be able to really just go in here. It's difficult for them to get out of here. The penalty is ending at this point, but they do have the Zipcaster, and they are going to be starting to... the penalty is running out.
This Zipcaster right here has potential to be huge if just played correctly.
Yeah. However, it is going to be spent mostly trying to stay alive. Leafy over here shredding the crab from 5th gen. We are reaching the point where the lead is going to be starting to swap here, which is dangerous. A very dangerous game here. They are all alive. They have specials. They're just doing anything to try to take the zone back because while they did lose lead, it is not too late. They did buy themselves a lot of time here, and if they can get the picks that they need, like on this rapid, which is not going to go out, they could certainly find themselves a comeback here.
Yeah, I wouldn't count out Jisha quite yet. There's still a little under 2 minutes on the clock, and like the scores aren't too far apart where it's unlikely. It's still anyone's game.
Yeah. They have the specials. They have both their Zipcasters, which, if used in tandem, could provide a ton of distraction. They have the crab tank, which is going to go out, but unfortunately, they are 2 down. They do get the cap on the zone, though. However, it's not looking like it's going to be a worthwhile hold here, as only that Carbon is left alive here on the side, who is going to get taken out, as well as their Stamper friend, who jumped in after them.
Now, this is going on to a minute here, and the wall out with that cooler there is going to be really intense.
Oh yeah, once, even if they go down, even if they get picked off, they're going to be able to just come right back in again. The Carbon gets picked off on the side of 2 Jisha. They only have a few seconds left, about 10 seconds, before this becomes a KO, and they know that they have to rush in, but if they rush in too fast, it could be detrimental for them because they can't get the hold that they need. Will they be able to neutralize? They are able to neutralize the zone and cap it once again, but they just aren't able to get the sustained push because they're just so desperate right now.
Yeah, they don't need to be choking up here. We still got 30 seconds on the clock. The last thing that Jisha needs to do here is start, feeding in. Feeding is not the play to win here.
Yeah, but, they bought themselves a little bit more time, but it's rapidly running out. The timer, once again, is going to end before the game is even up. They do get picked off, but the Carbon starts to get a pick, and there's 2 down on the side. That's going to be 3 down on the side of Rat, which is going to buy themselves a lot of time. The Crab Tank is still out, and they were coolered, but they are just trying to get as much paint as they can, as many specials as they can. Zipcaster is going to be at the ready. And we're going to see if any other specials can come out to try to, really sanctify this hold. They don't have to hold for too long. Only about 20 seconds is all they need, but they are starting to get picked off. The pressure is on. The rain is on the zone. Penalty is almost over. They are 2 down at this point. They still need to just hold on for just a little bit longer. It is a painting battle at this point, which does end up with Rat taking the crown.
Super close game on the side of Jisha. They almost had it there. They were so close. But Rat was able to just outpaint them with that rain on the zone, which just led to their victory there.
Yeah, it was so close to us seeing something beautiful from 2 Jisha. But unfortunately, it ends a little bit early, and we do see Rat, as most people would have predicted, taking the crown. But I don't think most people expected the fight that 2 Jisha would have taken.
No, they had some insane games. Best I've got to commentate in a long time. Super hype, super intense, very back and forth. I couldn't have asked for a better set here in the grand finals of the Girls Duo Cup.
Well, once again, was it Girls Duo Cup or was it Triton Cup? Because it was only zones, but I mean, zones is pretty good. It gives us games like that sometimes, and for that, it's alright in my book. But that is gonna be it. Like I said, 2 Jisha taking the crown in this this Girls Duo Cup. Maybe next time 2 Jisha, man, that's crazy. They were good.
Now the bronze match here to take 3rd looks like Fan Club was able to sneak out a 3-0 victory from Quack.
And so yeah, it is gonna be in first you've got Rat, in second you've got 2 Jisha, and in the third you've got Quack. So wonderful lineup. We saw all those players do a really good job. That is going to be it. The score is settled. There are no more games to watch. Do you want to sign off for us, Peachy?
Yeah, I do appreciate everybody here watching. Super fun commentating. Weave, where can these wonderful people find you at?
You can find me these days on Twitter at WeaveSlider. I be posting. I have some things in the works right now. You know how it is. Where can they find you, Peachy?
You can always find me on Twitter at peachypuff_SPL. I will also be commentating the Night of Chaos tournament tonight with my good friend Elixir. So if you want some more Splatoon action and some gimmicky fun, come join me over there.
Yeah. All right. See y'all. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.